Our message was simple. It took a lot to get to this point. We gave them a ton of credit and let them know that that does not go unnoticed. The games that we had to win, the tough game in Sacramento, but tonight was a total letdown. We were all disappointed in our competitive spirit against the Lakers, and you got to give them credit. They came out and they dominated.
We'll go in the middle to Christian in black shirt.
Hey, Willie, just with your starters, why do you feel like there wasn't that cohesion tonight with that group out there?
Like I said, just a lack of competitive spirit from our group, and that's not indicative of who we've been and who we are. But tonight we took a step in the wrong direction, and like I said, I'm not going to take anything away from the Lakers. They came out and they dominated wire to wire. I thought the first quarter was solid, and then after that, they took it up another level, and we didn't match that at all.
Yeah, what you've seen the third quarter specifically.
We got to continue to trust, pretty much. When the game gets hard, when teams pick up their physicality, you have to execute at even a higher level. We started to go away from that on both ends of the floor, and that becomes deflating when we try to do it by ourselves.
Second row, right side, Jake.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. I think most of the top decision makers with this team understand that like to really get to the level that the Lakers are right now, you're gonna have to follow Zion's lead. What kind of extra levers can you pull here to put him in better positions to be that true number one kind of like lifeblood of a winning postseason team here?
Yeah, experience is key for us right now. We haven't had the experiences that the Lakers have. They know what it takes to win games like that. They know what it takes to be on the big stage and have big moments. And, for some of our guys, this is their first time since college being in elimination games. So we'll take the experience. We'll watch film on it. We'll learn. We'll grow. And for Z in particular, it's a moment that we can learn from. The level went up tonight. And like I said, we didn't match their intensity.
Go back to Will in the front row left.
Yeah, you mentioned Z just from ZNBI. We've talked about those two as a duo so much this season. What did you think about just their I guess inability to kind of understand the moment, kind of match the Lakers' energy tonight, the way LeBron really took over in that second and third quarter?
Yeah, tonight wasn't our night, obviously, offensively, defensively. And I've said it before, the Lakers, they have that experience. LeBron, you saw LeBron on full display. He understands these moments, and we got a young team that will eventually get there. But tonight was not our night. We're all disappointed in it, and like I said, we'll go home, we'll regroup, and continue to improve from here.
Basketball standpoint, with the way LeBron was guarding Zion, just giving him that much space, what do you want to see Zion do to react when a team is defending him that way?
Well, he has to get the ball in different ways. Number one, transition. So rebound the ball, you can push before their defense is set. That's a way that we can attack. Sometimes in pick and rolls, being able to set the screen, dive, now you catch it on the move. And now it kind of frees them up to be able to score a little bit more in our half court.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Wow. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican Post-Game Report. Much love to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of the Pelican Post-Game Report. Pelicans, man, decimated. Routed by the Lakers, 133-89, eliminated from the tournament, and this thing wasn't even close. The first quarter, the Pelicans 130-29, then the rest of that, the Lakers just absolutely wiped the Pelicans clean out of this thing. Absolutely embarrassing. But anyway, shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all being in the stream. Please feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the stream on your social media feed, the Pelican Post-Game Report. We in this thing, man. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate y'all. We got DC and Lexxah chiming in. Much love to the fam, man. Before I jump stat, man, listen, this was totally horrible, man. This was a game. Just seemed like the Pelicans they weren't ready for this matchup. So we're gonna start DC, man. Early thoughts, man, on what you witnessed tonight.
Well, the first half, the Lakers just executed better. They outshot us from the three-point line. Obviously, that was a big advantage for them the whole game. But the first half is what kind of opened things up. And Willie, I think he tried to go with same rotation against Sacramento, and I don't think it worked. We tried to play small in the second quarter. Didn't really work. Just it's the same thing when things don't work. Just lack of adjusting or adapting. And we have a mentality a lot of times. Just keep pushing through. We stick with the plan and stick with the progress. And sometimes, a lot of times that does work, but sometimes you need to change things. I don't understand. We get killed on 3-pointers, and Hawk doesn't get any minutes. Trey Murphy is out of the game for extremely long spells, even though he didn't play great tonight. But it's just the principle of the point. And then the second half, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even watch the fourth quarter. I turned it off. It's just I can't sit there and look at them just not give any type of effort and fight. You got to fight. Where is it? You know what I'm saying? No edge. Lexxah been constantly telling them they didn't play with an edge tonight, and it's just disappointing. Like this is one game, but with everything on the line and all the incentive you have to play for, I don't think you can just look at this game and be like, oh, well, we messed up and we got to put some things together. And we really got to look at some things, man, and think hard about our future if we want to contend. Not saying anybody should be completely gone off this team, but you can't continue to have games like this or any lapse like this in a game of this magnitude. And they're talking about, oh, it feels like the playoffs and it feels like all of that. And we just get blowed out like that. In an elimination game, too. This is an elimination game. This is not game 3, game 2 of a playoff scenario. You lose, you go home. So I just would expect to see them put up a better fight, even if they did lose by 10 or whatever. There's no excuse for losing by 41? What is that? I don't know. I'm probably looking at it wrong, but you get my point. So we definitely need to go back to the drawing board on some things, man. And I think being more open to adjusting throughout the games and maybe trying different things when what we're doing isn't working instead of just sticking with the same shit we've been doing.
Yeah, it's 44 DC. Thank you, bro. Lex, I'm bringing you in. Zion and Ingram combined for 22 points in this matchup. 22 points. They played collectively over 50 minutes combined. 23 points for two of our big guns. Tonight, what you seen, Lex? That what happened here? Lex?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
I'm here.
There you go.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I mean, it's straight up embarrassing. Guys didn't show up. I'm reading the comments and I'm just listening around social media and all that stuff, and I think just on every level, just a lot of things are jacked up with this team. From the identity, this team has a serious identity crisis. We're not consistent. Obviously the coaching, because we were in the game, even with the Lakers going on a run, the coaching is horrible. I'm everything about the Pelicans is predictable. It's the same. It's there's no creativity. There's no imagination. Everything is difficult. There's no easy shots. The Lakers were getting layup after layup after layup. I mean, throwing lobs like we weren't even there. The number one thing that I say all the time, as far as what the Pelicans need to do, number one thing is energy. this team struggles on coming out with energy. And I don't know what they need to do, but y'all need to find what gives y'all energy to play the game of basketball. You know, you just I don't I mean it's just it's frustrating on all levels. I mean, you can't have games where you're doing well and you know what I'm saying, and then you turn around and it's like the total opposite. Like that's what we've been getting. And I've said many a times, I feel like in preseason, all 4 preseason games were like split personalities. And that's what we see. We don't know what type of Pelicans team we're going to get. We don't know. You know, when Borrego came and coached the team, you know, the team looked like, wow, they looked like they were on their way, like we found something. You know, we know that we're capable of beating the best teams, but again, there's no consistency. But I'm gonna be honest, I would have rather this team, man, just lose against the Kings. If you're gonna come out and play like garbage, as Deion Sanders would say, hot garbage, and probably want to put another hot to it because it was just that bad. You know, go on and lose to the Kings and let them come and play. Let another team have the opportunity to play on a big stage if you're not if you can't come with it. I don't like anything that Willie said. You know, the thing is that the Lakers actually struggle. They actually look like they were the young team. They look like they were the young team and they were playing with pace. They were playing defense. That was actually supposed to be the Pelicans game plan. But it's like, you know, why even show up? Why did you all come to these interviews? Why did you all come to Vegas? I mean,
Yeah.
you know, it's not just one thing here. I mean, there's a lot of things. I know a lot of people are giving it to Zion and stuff. Let me tell you something. Like, Zion's not doing great, but let me tell you something. Like, the way the ball's moving and everything, like there's a lot of things, y'all, that's not looking right. And I don't know what it is. You could call it agenda, you know, conflict of interest, or, you know, not everybody's on the same page. You know, I know they had that meeting, but it's like you look at this game and it's like, what happened? Where did y'all go? Like, we went from playing well to this. I mean, it's like, what are y'all trying to do? I mean, just go on and, you know, be the worst team in the NBA or something if you're going to play like this, man. I mean, it don't make no sense. Are we trying to be a good team or a borderline playing team, or what type of team is this team trying to be? Because this is too much. It's too much lopsidedness. It's not. It's everywhere.
Yeah,
It's just everywhere, man.
I noticed that, like I mentioned, the point you make several valid points there, Lexxah. I noticed that the stars come to play in big moments like this. Is in right now early in the season, a semifinal matchup to get to the championship round against Halliburton and the Pacers was before the Pelicans tonight, and they just totally just shrunk in front of LeBron. And LeBron, all of the greatness and all of the accolades, the commentators was just behooving, throwing on top of LeBron and this, that, and the third. And I couldn't help but to notice, you know, where was Zion? And it's just it's almost like they were totally just smitten by, LeBron James' presence. He was able to get whatever he wanted to get. He was shooting in their face. He was driving the lane. He was doing every damn thing that he could possibly want, including getting teammates involved in the matchup, throwing alley-oops and back behind the back passes and shit, doing everything.
Big Q, man, there was no cohesion. The spacing was bad. Like, nobody could get anything. Like, it was like there was no structure. There was no plays. The sets look horrible. Like, I understand. I don't think it was just, I know everybody's saying starstruck, man. It's like they forgot how to play basketball. How do you forget how to play basketball, man? I don't really feel like it was the bright lights. I just,
I mean, but still in all though, Lex. I mean, how do you explain the defense? I mean, they just even if the offense suffered, how do you forget to play defense? I mean, they just melted. I mean, that's I mean, I just said what the between the two stars scored what 23 points or 22 points between the two top dogs on our team. I mean, you know what? Let's hit the statistics here. Let's go over the stats right here because we knew what time it is in terms of what we looking at the eye test, but stat wise, the Pelicans weren't even present. Shit, they wasn't present eye test either way, and the stats back that up. 36% they shot tonight. 34 of 95 was the Pelicans. They was 7 of 31 from downtown for 22.6%.
Hold up, Big Q.
Yeah, go ahead. What you got, DC?
I want you to read the stat all the way at the top first. We need to look at the score and read the scores based on the quarters.
Yeah, I talked about that. It's the start of the broadcast. The fact the Pelicans did win by 1 in the first, and then they just fell out from the second.
Yeah, I mean, look at that shit, man.
I know, isn't that terrible?
Look at it.
I'm not DC. I haven't seen that before. I mean, we've had one bad.
I've never seen the Pels do this.
No, 38 points allowed by the Lakers in the second, and then 43 in the third. That's crazy.
And not only did they allow 43, but you allow 43, and then you only score 17. That's got to be probably like tied for the low all season. And 43 is probably the most they've allowed in a quarter all season. So not only do you allow the most, but you also score the least.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I heard somebody put in there it's fixed or whatever. But to me, it's apparently obvious that they weren't really trying.
Yeah.
I don't think you get that. And it's that consistent through all of those quarters with those guys giving their best effort and putting their best foot forward. Now, why they weren't all trying as hard as they could? Man, you come up with a million reasons or excuses for that. But you can't read the stats, brother, without going over the ones at the top. So I just wanted you to go ahead and do that, but you can go ahead and carry on.
Yeah, well, that's telling, man. That's telling. 14 to 20 from the foul line for the Pelicans for 70%. The Lakers 22 of 29. They got 9 more attempts. And of course, some of the family members said Q they was getting the calls. Yeah, young city night ward. Yeah, that's what LeBron does. I mean, isn't he the Lakers are the top team in terms of getting the calls in the NBA? And then he whines even more. That's how he gets the calls. He gets the star treatment. That's what LeBron is. And like Willie said, we haven't earned that yet. So
well,
he does.
I mean, but Willie ain't backing his players though. He ain't gonna do that.
No, he ain't gonna do that, Lex. He ain't gonna talk.
You know what I'm saying? Like Darvin Ham, he'll take a fine or a technical for his players. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you gotta. It's like, okay, so are we gonna be complacent and just accept that, or are you gonna do something about it? Like somebody needs to get pissed off. And I've been saying this. I know we joke about it, but man, I'm not trying to hear about the love and the mindfulness and the joy. This team needs to play pissed off. what are you happy about? What are you smiling about? At some point in time, you have to get tired of the disrespect, because I know the fans are. We've been dealing with injuries, you know what I'm saying? Being patient and just showing long suffering, if you want to call it that. Like, it's like at some point in time, where's the chip on your shoulder? Are you all feeling any type of disrespect? Look, I know you're making the money, but still, it's like with to compete, you know, being able to compete on a level where it's like, look, man, I got a personal, I have an issue with that. It's got to be personal. It's got to be personal, man. Like, you know, this team has dealt with so much disrespect and look down upon. You know what I'm saying? And this was such a big stage. This was embarrassing. We talk about, you know, we want this team to get more national televised games. You think that's coming after this? You think that's coming? I mean, you know, the thing is like, hey, I want someone to blow up in that locker room. I wish somebody would. I wish somebody would hit somebody. Because you know what? We're seeing that being quiet and you know, maybe like whispers behind closed doors or whatever, we've seen what that's doing. It's not doing nothing. It's not doing anything. Like, somebody needs to go off. Somebody needs to go off. This being nice and this love thing, I'm telling you, man. Hey, my brothers taught me how to play basketball, man. Look, when you go play street ball, hey man, ain't no time to cry. Hey, somebody come and push you, you better push them back. Somebody get up in your face, you better get up in their face back. Ain't nobody playing up in here. Like, I need that type of energy. That's what I'm looking for. Y'all got to feel something, man. Y'all got to feel a certain kind of way. And that's the beauty about street ball. AAU can't give you that. That's why street ball is so important. That's why the game needs that. I just, somebody just go off. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because like you gotta feel a certain kind of way in order to play this game, in order to win. You know what I'm saying? What are you trying to do here? Just what are you trying to do? And you know, I'm just Lex. You know what I'm saying? Like I played. You know what I'm saying? And I know for sure, like when you out there, hey man, you can't, you got to bring your A game. It's personal. Make this thing personal. And it's not personal enough.
Yeah, this was an absolute embarrassment right here, and for it to be a tournament game, and the Pelicans are totally unprepared to play against the Lakers. And I'm looking at it, and you're right. There was no, I mean, the first quarter, and then they disintegrated, and they never returned, and it was embarrassing. And I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm watching the game, and I'm like, what are they doing? You know, even the stuff we hung our hat on, the defense. You know, defending, putting hands in the faces of people, and flying around the court. All that shit was absent in the second quarter zone back. They just literally just turned it like the switches. They turned it off and went good night. I mean, man, it's just awful. What y'all talking about, man? I don't even much want to go over the stats, man. I looked at the individual statistics. It pissed me off. 13 points from Zion Williamson in 26 minutes.
Everybody in the negative.
Right.
Man, man, they didn't come out with no energy. You know what I'm saying? The energy is the top stat.
Look at a plus minus on this stuff.
Nobody played defense, so
yeah, DC. Look at all of that. That's insane. 13 points from Zion, 9 points from Brandon Ingram. Herb had 10 points, 9 apiece by Val and CJ. 9 points. And then the leading scorer for the game was Trey Murphy, who played 22 minutes off the bench. He had 14
Ain't
points.
that crazy? And Trey
Yep.
Trey set out. Trey set out. He played 10 minutes in the first half, and after that, Willie ain't even playing him. None in the third. As we watched this go to shit
Mhm.
and a grenade, he didn't even put Trey in.
Yeah, you talked about Jordan Hawkins. He got in the game when it didn't matter.
Well,
12,
when it didn't matter, like I
12
turned it
minutes,
off
4
for a
points.
quarter.
12 minutes, 4 points.
I
So I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, this was, and like I said, the Lakers just took the Pelicans apart, man. They took them apart. 30 points from
Well,
LeBron.
Pelicans took their own. We took our own selves apart. You know what I'm saying? They had help.
Yeah.
They had help, man.
30 points from
Jay
old ass
say you
LeBron.
wrong, Big Q. He said Dyson Daniels was in the positive.
Yeah,
Mm, what up, Jay Black?
+2. Thanks a lot, Jay Black.
But there's
Nah.
always a silver lining, huh?
+2. +2, bro. +2. All right, so
We can build on that, Q.
exactly. See, that's what Willie said. Willie got on the damn. He said this is a teaching moment.
A teaching moment.
A teaching. Oh Lord. Oh
This-
my.
This is we gotta shake some things up moment. What the hell are you talking
I'm
about?
saying this is how the dude operate. You know, he gonna use this.
Man.
He gonna try to use this as a lunch pad to kind of teach people. Listen, this is an experience game, like he said in the press
Say,
conference,
man,
talking about
it-
how they didn't, hold on, DC, that they didn't have a lot of these type of contests where they can, they hadn't been thoroughly tested. And this is one of the type of games where he's saying it kind of, to a degree, simulated the playoff environment. And it's something that the Pelicans can kind of build on in terms of getting that experience. That's what I got from what I gleaned from Willie's presser that we played to start the broadcast off. But go ahead, DC. What you wanted to say, bro?
man, you can build on any experience, but if you get in a fight or something, and you got your ass whooped too bad, and it was on videotape, man, you might just want to burn that tape, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
this is
let's
that.
let's
I
make
agree
some
with you. Like
changes.
this is
I ain't trying to teach off this. I'm gonna teach through action. These scenarios, this situation, or when this starts to happen, you getting in the game, or you getting in the game, because I know when you in the game, this ain't working. So let me pull your ass out. There's some action need to be took, man. We don't need no chalkboard and running some videotape and all that for this. Like this is a little beyond that. I think for a game of this magnitude, right? You need to do some things different. Maybe if we don't, the rotations or whatever, maybe we should look at some of the plays we're calling, some of the strategies we have.
we don't have none.
Right. Some of the stuff we call to get Zion going. Do we not realize, like the Kings game, I looked at it, I was like, okay, wasn't able to come in here and give my input, but I really looked at what they did with Zion. I was like, okay, they kind of maybe used him as a decoy. And then we have a game here where we need Zion to go off, and he only take 8 shots.
Well,
We don't do anything to get him any shots, though, while I'm looking at the
No.
game. He's just kind of creating whatever himself. Like, where's the plays to
when
get
he gets the
Zion some
ball,
good looks?
there's no player movement. Everybody's stagnant.
But everything is supposed to be about us moving when our guys have the ball, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that why Borrego's here? Ain't that what we're supposed to be doing this year? Wasn't we passing the ball and people were moving? Or like, why do we all of a sudden stop doing that tonight? And there's no penalty for if you stop doing it. You won't take anybody out the game for a minute or two to explain, hey, you're supposed to do this. Da, da, da. Like, just nothing changes. Jay Black said, don't burn the tape.
I would burn it, but I would bring it up. I bring it up. Hey, yeah, are y'all trying to be embarrassed like
Right.
in the season tournament? I would use that. I would just take that embarrassment part, because this was just awful. And really, I'd say a different word, but if y'all can figure something better or worse than awful, that's what this game was right here.
All right, well, let's move forward, man, to something. See what happens now. We do have about 3 3 or 4 days.
We're not gonna pick no players that stood out.
Man,
They had
Would no, DC.
man, they need to.
No, sir. That
They
this
don't
is
need no days off.
nobody could have been the player of the game.
DC. What you think, brother? Who you
I'm
gonna
gonna give.
Shoot,
I'm gonna
the
give.
court.
I'm gonna give the player of the game to the water boy. Everybody looked hydrated. Nobody looked like they were sweating profusely. So I think that's who had the best stats.
Okay, well, I mean, I wouldn't give it to a damn body, man. This is ridiculous, man. But I'm with Jay Black. I would not burn this tape. I would definitely keep this tape to remind them of what kind of performance they put on when the lights were bright, when they were on a big stage with the entire NBA world watching them, and they let off a stink bomb like this in front of everybody and got totally humiliated. This was an embarrassing, humiliating loss. This was awful. And and like I said, it could be a launch pad moment for the Pelicans after this happened. It might force them to come to the table and decide, hey, man, listen, we can't do this, man. We got to step up and we got to give it our all. It could be that. It could be that it has to be. It has to be because, like we said, this team is on a goddamn timer, man. We got to galvanize and do what we got to do. This was totally just embarrassing, man, for them to get ran out of there by 44 points on the stage like that. Absolutely ridiculous, man. Get up there and just let us down in the semifinal round like that. But anyway, next match. Go ahead, DC.
Our family, Big K Red, man, he said he just watched Zion's post presser, and he said that he's he's about to start being more aggressive. So I guess that's what Zion said, and that might be what we needed. This kicking ass we got. So maybe we ought to check out Zion's post game presser before we get out of here.
Okay, if y'all want to listen to it, we'll play it, man. And I thought when I seen how he acted like going against LeBron James, I was like, bro, this is your time. Attack. What are you doing? Attack the son bitch. Get to. I mean, they were just.
Well, they were doing something. I noticed. They had a 2-man game going on with AD and LeBron. A lot of times on Zion, man, they were kind of fronting them with one of them, and the other guy was kind of waiting in the back. In case he got past one guy. It was an interesting strategy that they went at it about, but.
They had some of that going, but Zion had moments where he was mismatched with guys, and he had an opportunity to drive the lane and make a play, and he passed out of it. I seen several times like, "What are you doing? Attack! You're the star. Attack! They're supposed to be following your lead. You're supposed to be the centerpiece of the team. Attack!" BI and all these guys.
I said this is what he lived for. Remember?
Yeah, I live for this. With to mellow out to a how old is LeBron James? 30?
Well, he got $100. He got $100,000. So I don't know. Maybe that's the money they was looking for, bro.
All right, so let's get to it. Here we go, fam. Here you go.
Agree with Coach said.
What was kind of the root of that problem, in your opinion?
Just competing. We weren't us. We weren't competing tonight.
Tim, second row, left side.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Obviously this is a unique experience for you, having played in a lot of high stakes games in the NBA. What can you learn from this?
I got to be better. I got to be more aggressive, finding my shot. I got to do more things, get my team going. I think I was too laid back tonight, and I can't do that. And defensively, I got to be better.
Let's go to the middle to Christian.
Zion, these last two games, like, if you just felt it's a higher level of play, like, do you feel like this is a good kind of test for being in the playoffs, when that time comes?
I haven't played in the playoffs, but from what I've seen so far, I think it was a good test.
Yeah, and the third quarter was really when I got away from you guys, and what'd you see in that stretch? Why it was so lopsided?
We weren't competing. I mean, every time they got the rebound, they pushed it in transition, whether we scored or missed. They got out in transition, and they played great offense.
Let's go back to Will.
Yeah, you mentioned both sides of the court. For you first, defensively, what did you want to do differently from what you did tonight?
I just got to be more aggressive. I got to be smarter on defense. I think a lot of times I'm overthinking it, and I shouldn't be doing that out there.
When you see a guy launch off you the way LeBron was, what do you want to do to try to attack that style of defense?
I'll be trying to get my teammates involved, but with situations like that, I got to be more aggressive. It's just simple as that. I just got to be more aggressive.
Second row on the right, Jake.
Jake Fisher with Yahoo Sports. Willie said that LeBron knows how to take advantage of these moments, and he's someone that you were obviously compared to a lot coming into the league. Do you still kind of look at him and see how he attacks moments like this for kind of like an example to how to put a franchise on his shoulders? Is that something that you're evaluating?
Absolutely. Like I said, I got to be more aggressive, and he was aggressive, and his teammates saw that, and the energy carried over. So I got to just be more aggressive and get off to better starts in games.
Any other questions? Thank you. Okay, go ahead, sir.
Like as a former athlete, when you look over film and stuff, you say like, I need to be more aggressive. But like, what are some ways that you are going to try to figure out what that is for yourself?
Just looking to score. I have a problem where I literally just try to hunt the best shot possible every time. But, my teammates, they expect more from me. I expect more from myself. And I got to just trust my game. I just got to be more aggressive. 'Cause I think if I'm more aggressive, then that energy would definitely carry over.
Thank you.
Guys, have a great night.
All right, that was Zion Williamson. Let's have some reaction. Lexxah, what you think about what Zion just said?
I mean, well, he wasn't lying, I mean, what else do we want him to say? He's got to do more. That's it. I mean, he pointed out he's got to play better defense. He's got to be more aggressive, looking for a shot, getting his teammates involved, energy, all that stuff. I mean, I think he named everything. Like, he's just he all around, he's got to do more. We've seen Zion play like at his best, and even when he was playing at his best, it wasn't even his best. We know what he can do. And so like, I mean, really, he actually has the ability to go other levels and gears in his game. We know that he has it. But he's got to show it. He's definitely got to show it this season. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, he's got to do more. He's got to do more. I mean, that's the nature of this. I know there's been a lot of talk as far as there's leaders on this team, and then there's no leaders according to Griff. The thing is, we know that that's been a problem, but at the end of the day, man, forget all that, man. Who has the ability to level up their game and just kind of like take over? Because that's what we need right now. And then the thing is, everything else will fall into place. But I mean, he does have to do more. And we've seen him play defense. It just hasn't been long stretches, but he's I mean, there's no excuses. He's just got to do more. He's got to do more. He's got to do more. That's it.
DC, what you think, brother?
Man, I mean, he gave a typical interview, like what you would expect him to say. I like the fact that he said, "Got to be more aggressive. Got to be more aggressive." But I just feel like I've heard that before. Really looking forward to seeing it. And Zion is kind of one of those type of guys. He'd rather show you than tell you. But nobody's really given an explanation of why. Okay, you're laid back. You were too laid back. You're too laid back. But why? Like you aren't normally laid back. What is this? What is this coming from? Are you still not fully up to game shape? You heard Charles Barkley and Kenny the Jet Smith critiquing him in the win we had against Sacramento, of him not fully sprinting and jogging up the court and being lazy. And we've all seen these things. Like, it's actually true. We see him kind of pick and choose and give a little half-hearted effort. And I kind of think he's just not fully up to par game shape wise. Like, sometimes you think he lost the step, and he's just slower or just not fully into it, and then he'll show you, nah, it's still there, but then go back into that little mode. He never fully plays all out, man. He never just plays like everything is on the line, which like I said, against Sacramento game, I thought maybe it was a game plan for him to be a little bit more of a decoy, right? We had everybody else going, it was working. They were trying to double and sometimes triple him, and he was kicking the ball out, guys hitting his shots. Tonight, I knew that wouldn't work against the Lakers. Because Zion, anytime we beat the Lakers or got close to beating them, Zion always had phenomenal games since he's been here. And I know it would take him having a good game tonight, man. So seeing him only take 8 shots is like, and okay, we're not going to win. We get to a certain point, we know we're not going to win the game. Where's the pride, man? Like, you still supposed to be out there playing and setting the example, setting the tone for the rest of the season, trying to build on something for the next game. You finally get into this championship place, this what you live for, and like, just give a half-hearted effort, kind of. So it's like, man, everything he said was correct. I agree with him, but I don't think it's anything he really could have said outside that he was said that would change anybody's perspective on what we saw tonight. But he definitely has to be more aggressive, and we got to start doing some things differently now, man. Maybe reevaluating the way we plan to play, especially when we get to playoff basketball, because a lot of teams play a little differently throughout the regular season, and then when everything clamps down, you got a way of ratcheting it up, or maybe some secret sauce you've been holding a little bit, certain idea ways of going about it. Man, we gotta figure out what that is, and play around with some more ideas and concepts. So hopefully, the lineup that we run with him at the 5, man, maybe they can get a little bit more creative with that and come up with some different sets to run offensively, especially because I think that lineup has a lot of potential. We know it's going to be a little bit of a liability against certain teams defensively, but based on what they can do offensively with that, man, I think we could potentially turn that into something really, really nice. But none of it don't matter if you ain't gonna play with heart, energy, and intensity. So, looking forward to see these guys turn around, and this is the perfect team to do it. If you want to redeem yourself, beating the Minnesota Timberwolves would be well on your way. We have problems playing against them. I joked and clowned them getting Rudy Gobert, as a lot of us did, because it seemed completely stupid. And I still think it's not intelligent, everything that they gave up. But apparently right now it's working for them. The Pels have always had tough games against Minnesota. So we need to go in there, pick ourselves up, prove that this is an outlier, and come out on fire against Minnesota, man, who's one of the hottest teams in the league right now.
Yeah, they're number 1 in the West.
Yeah.
So I don't even know why they have the predictor like that. That might be for gambling purposes. No, I'm being for real. They number 1 in the West right now. So, I mean, does that really make sense?
Well, I mean, we have beaten Minnesota, and then you got to think the last time we
This
played
season?
Minnesota.
Not
No,
this.
but last time we played them, no, Lex, we were missing. I think Zion, Trey Murphy, and CJ, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe they're considering that And the way that the Pels have actually been playing as of late, that got us to that 39%.
Well, this game is Monday, man. They got a game coming up Monday against the T-Wolves. T-Wolves are on a 5-game winning streak. 5-game
Yeah.
streak currently. You can see the matchup indicator have the Pelicans giving them 60.5%. That's very interesting.
I think that's gambling purpose.
1 game less.
I'm being for real. I mean, like right now,
What
when did they do
you want
this?
them to put? 15%, 5%, Lex?
To bring the
No, I mean, they could have made it like 40, 50 or I don't know. I don't
Oh, you
know,
saying
like something like
90,
that. But to make it
39.5?
60, and they the T-Wolves are, on a 5-game winning streak, and they number 1 in the West. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't mean anything. I mean, I don't know, but really, I know this is the next game. I know this one thing. December 31st. Shoot, I was about to say something, but on my tongue there. But yeah, December the 31st. That's when they really, really need to show up. They really do need to show up. That's when they play the Lakers again. That's also, it's going to be a special time because, LeBron's birthday is on the 30th. So he probably going to be feeling it. But the 31st, these boys need to come ready to play and redeem themselves against the Lakers and give them a 40-piece back. Now, it won't be an in-season tournament, but it is going to be on the Lakers' home court. Y'all need to do something about that. I mean, yeah, they need to win on Monday, but December 31st, they need to circle that game right there. They really do need to circle that game.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, ain't no doubt about it, man. You definitely got to have some pride and some guts, man, to get ready to get back at the Lakers and for whatever matchups we got for the rest of the damn season against the Lakers. The bottom line after what happened tonight, ain't no doubt about it. They need. It's the thing is they need to bring it's a game just full blast with the Lakers when you see them again. That's how this needs to be handled. I mean, so. But the Minnesota Timberwolves games, it's on Monday. We know that the Timberwolves are formidable. They've already beaten the Pelicans twice this year. They beat them by 21 and then by 1. So this is the 3rd game of the matchup, regular season matchup between this team. Do we win this game? We do have a few days off to kind of everything. So what happens here? What the Pelicans need to do to get this dub, and do we get the dub?
Energy. Come out with some energy. That's the first thing. That's all. It seems like that's always the first thing is energy. Really, yeah. That's it. You come out with energy, ready to play. You know what I'm saying? You give yourself a chance. You know what I'm saying? You give yourself a chance. But yeah, like the energy part is killing me, man. Yeah, I gotta come out like ready to play. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you know the game has started? But yeah, that's basically it. Come out with some energy as soon as the ball goes up in the air. Play, run the court, defend, get buckets, run in transition, get deflections, step on the gas. You know what I'm saying? You go up by 5, go up by 15, and so on. But you gotta have energy though. Basically like a broken record. Energy.
You need a basketball Red Bull, huh?
And play with an egg.
There you go. Red Bull gives your wings.
Yeah, we need some. We Pelicans with no wings. Huh?
Starbucks gives you some caffeine. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man.
All right,
I don't know. I don't know if they get the win though.
No, the thing is like
I don't know what team we're going to get. Who are we going to get that day?
They usually play pretty scrappy at home. It's a one game
I
home.
mean, you know what? Like, well,
Games,
I
8-4
mean,
at home, Lex.
Yeah, they
yeah,
all
with
gonna
this
have
team,
let's see, 1, 2, 3 days off too.
Right. But no, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just saying. I'm
oh
just.
no, I'm totally with you. I want them to win.
Mhm.
You know, there's no doubt about that. But at the end of the day, they got to want them to win too. You know, and they got to show it. You know, like I said, you play at a high level, and then the next day it's like, okay, what? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's too much of a lopside, man. Like that's why, you know, you have to have some type of consistency so that we're not feeling lopsided. Like, okay, well, what team are we going to get today? All right, next game comes. Oh, well, what team are we getting today? How is this team going to play? And it's the same team. It's not like they made any trades or anything. So, I mean, it's a valid question. You know, you want to know what type of team you're going to get. Are we getting the team that when Borrego coach that beat Dallas but blew them out and then turned around and beat the Nuggets? Are we getting that team? Or are we getting, you know,
I think you get.
hopefully we won't get this team on this team ever again. Hopefully we won't get that.
That's
You know,
that's what I'm thinking though, Lex. I think the team you get is you're gonna listen. They got embarrassed tonight. I mean, they got ran out of the tournament. They got embarrassed tonight. A lot of the faithful upset that they went out here and had this type of performance. There's 22 points scored between BI and Zion combined. That's ridiculous. And then they have 3 days to sit up on and marinate on this embarrassing loss. They get one game at home against the Minnesota Timberwolves before they hit the road for 3. I think it's 3 games. So they come home for one game after that embarrassing loss that they marinating in over the last 3 games, 3 days. So I'm thinking that they're going to have a very sharp performance against the Timberwolves, a team that has beaten them twice already this season. So I definitely believe that this game here will tell you a lot about what type of team the Pelicans are from a mental standpoint, because they've got the talent. And, Zion and BI, all those guys are there. CJ, the only thing they're missing is Larry Nance and Matt Ryan. And he more than likely, he might be ready for that game, for the Timberwolves matchup. So, I mean, they have the guns. It's all about mentality. And sometimes you get these situations, family, where you get it's just strange, man. It's just so much crap going on. But sometimes these games are the games. These are the lunch pad games. Some of these games, these are galvanizing games where they get embarrassed and then they take it up to another level. And like we so much better than this. They'll sink in and listen more to what the coach is saying about the details. And this playoff type of environment is what they need to experience. So I can see what Willie's saying, but we'll see what happens. But I think they respond.
I got a question for you, Big Q.
Go ahead, DC. What you got?
If Matt Ryan does return in this game, and I need you to put your Willie Green Doctrine of Love hat on,
Yes, indeed.
whose minutes is he taking, or is he taking anybody's minutes?
I don't, bro. That's a great question. Dude,
If Matt Ryan is healthy,
if he's healthy,
does he get a DMP like Jordan Hawkins, or does he play?
Dude, man, with that, that's a great question. I don't know. You know what? If he's a shooter, I don't know, some kind of way you got to figure out get Matt Ryan in there. I mean, he hustles. He's not the greatest athlete in the world, but he can help light up some stuff.
He is. Would you say Matt Ryan is a better defender than Jordan Hawkins?
I don't know if I could say that. I don't know. He's a great defender.
I'll answer that. I think so.
You think he's a way better defender?
He's bigger. He's a lot bigger.
He's a bigger body. You can't teach size. Jayhawk, he is a liability on defense. I mean, he's really small. Every time I look at him out there, I'm like, man, don't.
Lex?
He's a really small guy, but I mean, he does work hard. I don't take that away from him. But again, you know,
You talking about in terms of his weight? That's what you mean? Like he's like he
no,
needs.
I mean, just, you know, muscle, like as far as strength. I mean, you know, rookies, when they come in, they're not
No.
typically like, they don't have the strength to handle the physicality. And that's one thing when opponent teams look at him, you know, I mean, you can clearly see, oh, shoot, let me post this dude up. You know what I'm saying? Back him down. You know what I'm saying? Get more physical. I mean, that's always usually like the go-to thing, you know, because you're trying to find a mismatch. And that's usually the first thing they'll do is, you know, they body up.
Okay.
I think
So you're saying there's a chance for Matt Ryan to play, huh, Lex? Because
Yeah,
we
why
know if
not?
you can't play no defense, you ain't getting in with Willie. Willie is the all-star defensive team, right? Don't matter how good you
And
shoot.
Jayhawk got minutes.
It,
You want
it's
to play
not
some good defense? But
it's
you
not a bad
Matt
thing.
Ryan got minutes when they emptied out the bench, man, because the game was over. He played no meaningful minutes tonight, bro. Not Matt Ryan, Jordan Hawkins.
I
well,
mean,
that's
really,
just a bad philosophy by Willie, man. We needed some more shooting out there. And
That's what I'm saying. Like he took Trey out the game for a long stretch, and we needed some shooting
man,
out there. No Jayhawk, no
that
Trey.
dude did not break his
Come on,
routine at
man.
all. You know, I mean, even when the game was down, what it was like 60 or 54 to 67. Even
Timeout.
when,
Change the
yeah,
rotation,
you know
right?
what I'm saying? Like, even when it was there, I was like, okay, like, dude, I know you got to feel something in the game. Change something up. Willie, and I've said this many a times, Willie does not break his routine. He's going to be stubborn and he's going to stick to whatever he's doing. He won't change it. It's like there was still, you still could have did something to give yourself a chance. And I don't know, man. Like, to let that go on, and it's like the league kept getting bigger. It's like, dude, are you finished calling timeouts? Are you finished coaching on tonight? Because I kind of feel like, you know, he did a poor job too. I mean, I know we're talking about the players, but it's like, you know, okay, look, go to your bench and it's like, hey, who wants to play tonight? Who wants to play tonight? If somebody wants to play tonight, anybody want to play tonight?
Lex, that's too close to cursing. We gotta have love on the sideline. You can't.
You
cut
are
it
so
out,
funny. But you see what I'm saying? Like,
DC.
do some, like, I'm just saying, like, look, whatever was working, because I felt it, I saw it and I felt it. I was like, man, right now, if something does not change with the lineup or something, like, it's going to get worse. It was already bad, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have did something to make some type of a change. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know. Maybe he just gave up. I mean, the dude pulled out everybody in the start of the fourth.
Yeah, he emptied the bench then.
Yeah, I mean, that was
Yeah, but it was like it was almost a 40-point game then, right?
the whole
was
game
over.
lasted basically for like 3 quarters.
3
It
quarters,
was
right.
over in 3 quarters.
It was over in 3 quarters, right.
Yeah.
That's
You know
right.
what I'm saying? So the thing is, I'm trying to figure, what did y'all discuss at halftime? I would love for somebody with a camera. What is the discussion? I mean, can y'all imagine that? Like, what's being talked about at halftime? Like, what changes? Because the game was close. Am I not? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm gonna say, Lex. They was mindful about their compassion and joy at
Okay, you
halftime.
know what?
DC, cut it out,
Where's the
DC.
bat at?
You're making
I'm
a
just
Where's
mock.
the bat at?
I'm just
And maybe
saying.
the catfish, so I can slap you in the face with a cat.
Stop
Oh,
making a
man,
mockery out of
They put the banners up there. They told you.
because that
You
just
thought it was gonna
stinks.
change at halftime?
Well, listen, it's
But
not the banner's
seriously,
fault that the team refused to be mindful.
this game
They
was
are
close,
being mindful.
though,
They're
at
being mindful
halftime.
about their compassion and
What did they
joy.
talk about at
That's why
halftime?
everybody always laughing.
Lex, they talked about how that
Don't
they were,
y'all look. I know y'all trying to, you know, This is serious, man. Look,
Mr.
Slim, what they
Ferris,
talk about at halftime?
y'all got Lex starting again on
You know what I'm
Willie.
saying? Look, Tramal. What they talk about, Tramal? Come on now.
Hold on. Willie can buy bull junk if he doesn't want to. He can say bull junk. Okay, bull. Yeah, no, but see, whatever you talked about, Lex, it didn't matter because they didn't. Whatever they were trying to do, it didn't work.
That's what I'm saying. What did y'all look? Like, what were y'all doing? Like, were you trying to look? Keep doing what you're doing.
No.
Okay.
Willie,
You know
Willie
what
ain't gonna
I'm
do it.
saying?
That's you got him
Was
mixed
that
up
what
with
was
Dennis
said?
Allen.
Besides, man,
Willie gonna say something like
halftime adjustments are overrated.
Willie gonna say something like
That's what Dennis Allen said.
I really
Aramis,
admire you guys'
What
fight.
did they say
You
at
know, I
halftime?
see you hanging in there.
Mr. Boyd.
We're almost there. You know,
What did they say at halftime? What was that halftime speech?
we gotta keep plugging away.
Nah, DC, we got to keep chopping wood. What you talking?
Keep chopping wood.
Keep chopping wood, man.
Oh man,
We
Big K
fucking
Red,
beavers and
stay the
woodchuckers
course,
now.
stay the course to like and look, don't up your energy.
We got them right where we want them.
Let go
Keep
of the
doing
rope.
what you're doing,
This is
right?
not funny, man. I mean, oh my god.
No, he told him, don't let go of the rope.
Oh goodness.
They was holding
man,
the
I'm
rope
not
while they were
getting
still
into
on the
fight
ground,
now.
though.
Oh my
goodness.
gosh.
That's messed up,
They
bro.
wasn't even up in the air hole in the rope, man.
Get your head up.
You might well let that go.
Get your head up, man. Okay, that's what he said. What
Put your
else?
arms out.
What else did he say at halftime, y'all?
Put
Come
your
on,
arms
let's
out.
keep it coming.
Stick
We
your
need to
arms
make
out.
light of this night, man. I mean, because this is just so bad.
You gotta fight.
Dennis wants to clean up.
Wow.
Keep the love and energy.
Keep the loving. Oh my God.
Don't worry
DC.
about a thing.
Come on, DC, give us a solo, brother.
Because
He
every
has
little thing is
DC.
gonna be all right.
Good job, brother. Give us a solo, bro. We need to hear it, brother.
Take it away.
You
D.
can fool some of the people some of the time. But you cannot fool all the people all the time.
See, DC, that's why I
We
tell
don't adjust at
Come
all.
on, sing with me, Big John.
We should worry.
about everything.
Yes, about everything.
About
some
Because every
things.
little thing really does
'Cause
matter.
if we don't change, it won't be all right.
Oh my gosh.
DC, man. DC is dropping some science, man. He got to get his guitar out, man, when he do it with his songs, man. Shout out to y'all, man. But listen, this is we making light of everything. This is very embarrassing. But at the same time, man, I still feel like, man, just call me you're crazy or call me, somebody that likes plantain pudding. At the end of the day, I still believe that these
Is that a good time right now, BQ?
That was a little sneaky one.
that's
I
that's
mean,
not at
is
DC,
it really?
but plantain pudding. But then, I'm saying,
You're
Lex,
right, Aramis. This is shameful.
It is.
It's shameful. It really
embarrassing
is.
is too nice. But with the family members out there, come on now, fam. Tonight was an embarrassing loss, but how do your team respond several days from now against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a team that beat them
And
twice?
it's to say death.
So I mean, do you guys really expect? And I'm not talking Natasha and Sean. They're haters, man.
Yeah, we know.
They're haters. They're Spurs. They're just in here to get some love and happiness off of our stuff because their team stinks so bad. See, like tonight is like their entire season right now. So we just thankful that we're not Spurs people right now, and that every night is like tonight for them. So we know we love them. That's our Saints family members, but
Maybe
they got
not by 40, maybe by 20.
by 20, right? So let's let you.
I'm just trying to be nice, be
Damn.
and things,
Yeah. But that's all right though. We love them. That's our Saints family members, but they got to get the hell on with that
We're
Spurs.
not worried about a thing,
I
Sister
don't know where they
Tanya.
got that from. That
Not
Spurs.
worried about a thing.
Don't worry about a team.
Man,
A
hold up.
team.
Them people who 3-15
Lex, a
talking.
team.
Ain't they 3-15? Why they even here think they could talk to us about this, man?
When they hear, they get their jollies. That's like we love.
Well, they're
Sean.
helping the stream, and that's good. They're supporting the stream.
Yeah, that's it. That's
man,
right.
man, them 5 rings got dust on it, man. Nobody ain't. What have you done for me lately, man? What
They
you
just
did
got-
this decade?
Sean and Tasha just came away from the Spurs post game report, and they were looking. They know Spurs post game report. They ain't nothing. This
Thank
is
you,
what they
Jamal.
got.
Thank you, Jamal.
Don't
Yeah,
worry about a
You
team.
got a valid point.
No team. No team at all. No team at all. All right. So, like I said, I still think the Pelicans get the dub against the Minnesota T-Wolves. They have an opportunity to sit on this stink piece of garbage.
Dang, Aramis, for real.
I think they'll get it though. At the end of the day. They come to
Boy,
check
that
out.
boy said them rings older than Kawhi knee.
And his cornrow.
Oh, Tramarlin done fought y'all, Lex.
There you go. Yep.
Merci beaucoup, monsieur. Je ne comprends pas d'anglais. Je comprends notre
Oh, wait, hold up. That one was a little too good.
Lex got it's some island. She's an island girl. She got some island.
That was some French. I just mixed it up with some French and
Right.
Jamaican accent. That's all.
Big Sean, how long y'all gonna be building Voltron for, brother?
A Voltron.
Dude,
They building Voltron.
I bet you better give Pop that.
Hey, y'all the Spurs, not the Transformers and the Power Rangers, bro. What you talking about?
Yeah, they're gonna be all right. They're gonna be Voltron, all right, man. With a leg falling here, and they better give Pops that elixir, man. Pops be looking real sickly lately. I don't know what's going on with him, man.
2,000 gigawatts.
Looking kind of sickly, man. One
That boy
foot here.
he need to get in the DeLorean, man. All that damn train he got.
You got to go back time travel to younger days or do something. Or go find that fountain of youth. You're looking kind of sickly over there, man. Anyway, fam, we're gonna get ready to get
Everybody has a level of discombobulation. Everybody does.
That's right, Lex. See, she got tea. She got tea.
It's just different levels of it. But yeah, everybody got a level of discombobulation.
We're gonna get this going, man. I'm just gonna hold on. I'm not gonna let go of the rope like DC and Lex are doing right now. I'm gonna hold on to the rope. Willie said, hold on to the rope. Don't let go of the rope. Get your arms up. We got to get our arms up. We got to pass the ball, cycle the ball around to Herb. Herb, come get the ball. We heard everything. I mean, I was listening to what Willie was saying because they had a mic on Willie. I was like, why is Willie so loud? He was talking over the broadcast I was listening to. He's actually louder than the broadcasters. And it was cycling back to the opposite coach. And you can listen to Darvin Ham say what he was saying. But Willie was at some point during the game, which in the first quarter, he was trying to he was coaching them up, saying stuff. And then, and everything fell apart after that. But like I said, I still think with everything that they have, there's still a degree, even though they didn't show it tonight, of skill that these people have that they sit on this loss. They will come back against a team right now that they need to show something. And I think the Pelicans is going to knock the piss out of the T-Wolves on Monday. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I think they're going to play with force. I think they're going to play with Lexus, with, like she says, the edge. I think they're going to show everything that they need to show. And if they don't show that, then we have problems here, fam, for real. We have problems because there's not enough time for them to recap from this, take this and add to it and move forward. If we don't respond in kind like that, then we got some issues psychologically going on in the building and schematically too. Then a lot of that's going to be kind of ferreted out. And of course, Lex is going to get on Willis. She's going to just go right on at him and attack his coaching or his non-ability to make adjustments because that is problematic, man, big time. Perhaps he needs Borrego to help him there. Maybe take some more instruction, whatever he got to do.
Is he not helping him? Like he's right there, right beside him, right?
I don't know what's going on.
Look,
Borrego's
but think about this.
But let me
We've been saying this, like,
Let's start it again, boy.
I know that's what I'm saying.
no, but it's like we act like he's doing what Dan Tony was doing.
That Tony ain't even around. What is he, a ghost?
No, but you know how he was consulting. It's like, what are you consulting, dog? Like it's like, okay, Borrego's there, right, sitting next to him on the bench. Like, why are we not using him? Like, even though he's right there beside Willie on the bench.
I think Willie listens to him. I just don't understand. Borrego's adjustments to me are better than what Willie's adjustments is. But at the same time, there's a pecking order. You know, it's a role that you have to play. I'm just the assistant coach. And as an assistant coach,
a hierarchy.
Right. I have if I'm not gonna if I have that type of relationship with Coach Willie and I'm Borrego and I'm having that, if I have that discussion with Coach Willie, I don't want undermine Coach Willie in front of his assistants. If Coach Willie asks me something or however, if we got that type of relationship where I could then say, Coach, you know, you might want to, you know, stuff like that. But depending on how their relationship is, some people might not want you to step on their feet like that. You know, it just depends. You know, it's a you know, it's a touchy thing right there. So I don't know how it is. I see them talking on when they're sitting next to each other. I see them talking to each other. Then Willie gets up and starts moving around and coaching and does what he do. But Lex, you got to say that he has been, in terms of him on the court, coaching guys up. It seems like over the last couple of games, he's increased his aggressiveness in terms of how he's instructing them.
According to whom? And what level is that aggressiveness?
God damn.
What level is that aggressiveness? Is it like a Ben Wallace or a Rasheed Wallace type of aggressiveness?
Lex, I'm saying
a Meta World Peace type of aggressiveness?
No, it's not Meta World Peace.
Draymond type of aggressiveness? What type of aggressiveness?
I'm saying, well, Willie, how he was instructing. Remember, not this press conference, but the prior one when we hammered out the Kings. Remember how he was in that press conference and during that game leading into that game, he knew the importance of beating the Sacramento Kings to get into this, to set him up for the tournament situation. To me, based on what I've seen him in Willie, it's easy to read him because he's very consistent in his actions. He has a very even tone the majority of the time. In that Kings recap, he was a lot more aggressive in his even during the game, you could see he was a lot more aggressive that I seen him. And even in the press conference, his actions and his words were more aggressive. And even going into the matchup against the Kings, into the Lakers, he talked about that. He had a certain extra level of aggression. Like he kind of leveled up a little bit in terms of his aggression and how he was instructing these guys going into it. I've seen some stuff. Maybe you haven't, but tell me what you've seen. I guess you didn't see anything. You seen the same old Willie, right?
I didn't see any aggressiveness against Darvin Ham. I didn't see it. Look, I'm telling you, against the Kings, Willie Green is a lot of times going to be successful with the coach that he has worked with, that he knows very well. And him and Mike Brown were at the Warriors together. And that makes a difference. So yeah, you're going to have some level of an edge against someone that you know very well. You're going to have that. You're going to have that aggression. But as far as we definitely didn't have it against the Utah Jazz. We definitely didn't have it on tonight. Well, add a whole lot more definitelys to that. But it's like it hasn't changed, man. Did you hear his presser
tonight?
Yes, you just played it.
Yeah, I heard what he said. I heard it.
Do you feel any type of aggression about it, or did you feel anything? Any emotion other than calmness?
We took a major step backwards.
Okay. Did anybody hear in his presser anything but calmness?
I mean, but Lex, listen, I'm saying that's what kind of, and listen, you right on his adjustments.
For a loss like this, Big Q,
You,
do you think a loss like this warrants your coach to be calm as he was at that presser?
But Willie ain't the type of guy that's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
come
But
out there
I'm just
yelling and
saying,
screaming. Lex,
because you're
Lex,
talking about aggression, and it's like there's levels, and he's clearly at a level 0. Okay.
no, what
He's
I'm saying,
clearly
Lex,
at a level 0. But I'm asking a question here. Like
not tonight, Lex.
this loss tonight,
Uh-huh.
when you match this loss, this bad of a loss, according to his presser that we just saw, does that match to you? Does it, you know what I'm saying? I mean,
No, it doesn't. And let me add this too.
and that's weird to me. Is
Well,
that weird to anybody else?
I mean, but if it's how long has Willie been head coach here? For 3 years, right? He's into his 3rd year, right? We
I'm gonna
know
need you not to be so calm, dog. I'm gonna need you not to be so calm.
but
Be
this
like, dog, you are too much at peace right now.
that's what I'm saying though. That's a part of his makeup to be calm. And then of course we realize too, if we look at it from Willie's perspective, still in all, if this was an in-season tournament game, we know it was an in-season tournament game, which would the NBA Cup, in all fairness, means absolutely nothing. We don't get a playoff trip. It'd have been nice to get it, the first one, so the Pelicans could say that they won something, which they really would. It'd just be a expensive looking showpiece to put in the trophy case down at the facility. But it's still all, if you think about it, we're in the month of December, and the Pelicans are still one game. They're still 12-11, and I'm saying in my mindset, I want to win all of these games. I want to compete to win because that's just my spirit. But Willie, after all, is looking at it like, man, it's still in December. We haven't even turned the corner yet. Still got. That's how he's looking at it, and that's how he's been screwed.
We're still in March.
No, I'm saying
April.
No, I'm saying that's because this dude has been under coaches, right? He's worked with other coaches in the league. And like I hear what you're saying about he will have some familiarity how to beat some of these people because he coached against them before. But some of these other victories we had, he didn't, he has no familiarity with some of these other guys, and we were able to gain victories them by just out hustling some of these other teams. So I mean, but still in all, whether Mike Brown or not, it's still a difficult thing to beat a team as good as the Kings 3 times already. That's very difficult to do. So, I mean, like I said, it's good and bad with Willie, and Willie needs to improve. You're absolutely right, especially with his adjustments. But I mean, in his head, like not from my I'm looking at it from his head. We're still in December. We haven't turned the corner yet. You see what I'm saying? When things start really popping and happening, he believes that the team eventually will gel. And we've seen some stuff. We've seen them ratchet up their defense. We've seen them start playing stuff. We've seen the three balls are starting to fall. We've got our best shooter back. We got Hawk back. He got to figure out how to work those guys together. He got to figure out a consistent bench rotation that he can roll with that can help out because all of his shooters are off the bench. I mean, Trey's off the bench. Jordan Hawk is off the bench. When Matt Ryan comes back, he's off the bench. So a lot of his shooters, some kind of way he's going to have to figure out a bench rotation going into the season so he won't have this situation where Jordan Hawkins get 12 minutes in the ineffective portion of the game. But I don't want to have another 30, 40 minute show. But let's quick breakdown, Lex, from you in DC, and then we'll get out.
My bad, Big Q.
No, you good, baby. You good. But go ahead, Lex. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Oh no, I wasn't. You weren't cutting me off. I'm good.
DC.
Well, yeah, man. I think the Pels are gonna beat the Timberwolves, and then they go on and beat another team or two, man, and we're right back high on them, right? But these issues, what we've experienced with them tonight, are some of the same things we've been seeing. They won't necessarily go away overnight, but the season isn't over. We've seen a lot of positives. We've had tremendous momentum swings at this very sharp moment in the season. We've had extreme highs and extreme lows. You know what I'm saying? It's been a roller coaster. Willie Green has been through, I guess, a lot of tough moments here with the Pels and has been able to stay the course, keeping them calm and all of that. Lex is right. We do need more aggression. We need more anger. We need more pride. That comes from the players though. They gotta want it. They gotta go out there and realize what they're playing for. Do we really want to be a championship team, or are we content to just have good vibes and get a paycheck and come to work every day doing something we like doing and get money, and that's all? Like, I think the Pels overall, man, is still a work in progress. I thought this team had an identity, but the more I think that and we get hit with moments of adversity, we step away from it. So we're still trying to figure out who we really are, what we can depend on at key moments, and the strategy aspect of it that we touched on, I think is something that needs to be heavily improved. And if this was the playoffs, man, I would be highly disappointed if this was the best stuff we could come up with, or some of the best stuff we can come up with, that we were sitting there holding on to for moments like this. Nevertheless, playoffs play on Monday. They get 3 days of rest. This one is going to sting. It's going to sting them. It's stinging us already. But they have 3 days of rest. And when they play the Minnesota Timberwolves, like Big Q stated, I wholeheartedly agree. It'll tell us everything we need to know about the season going forward. Because if we go out there against Minnesota, and at the very least, if we lose, it's not an extreme effort or extremely close game. If we lay an egg in Minnesota, I'll tell you everything you need to know. And not to jump to conclusions, but if that was to happen, then I think major changes need to happen at that point. But fortunately, I think the Pels go out and they beat Minnesota. and the season takes another turn on an upward swing as we go on this up and down roller coaster we've been on with the Pels. And I really starting to think maybe the juju that's going on with the Saints is starting to affect him.
I don't think so, DC.
They're right next door, Q. They're neighbors.
I know there's a wall in between there, though, bro. You know, it's that.
Well, I would hope so. They would
keep all that out of there, man. You know, it's an extra thick wall with insulation in it.
Is it the one Stan Van Gundy was telling them to build?
No, it's. I think he was talking defense, my friend. But now, I do think that things will get better for the Pelicans, man. I think this will be actually turn out to be a moment in time that we reflect to and understand and say, well, remember that time when we got embarrassed by the Lakers? The Pelicans really turned it up. They really turned it up. I mean, we got all our guys, man, except for Ryan and Larry Nance, who will be out a little longer. But we got everybody, man. We got them. You know, so it's just a matter of time, and I think we needed that galvanizing, or that what you call it, that jump point in time, that sticking point. Like, we had a team that's a really, you know, that the Lakers are playing really well right now. To be honest with you, they are. LeBron James was on one tonight. I mean, I think he was perfect from downtown. I mean, the Pelicans, you know, he was doing a lot of positive stuff that LeBron James usually do when he was on one. He got his guys involved, and the Lakers had the Pelicans had no answers for what they were doing. They didn't show up tonight. But like I said, this could be something positive or it could be not. But I'm going to just lean on the other side. I think that they'll figure this out and move forward. We have no other choice but to keep it going, man. We got all these people here, all of our shooters, all of our people, man. We got to handle the business. Ain't no doubt about it. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get out on that. I appreciate all the family members for chiming in on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. Very animated and very devastating episode of Pelican Post Game Report, as the Pelicans are routed by the Lakers 133-89. They'll have about several days off. The return on Monday against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Like I said, it won't be an easy game. The T-Wolves are hot. They're on a 5-game winning streak. They beat the Pelicans twice before the season. So we have them in the West too. Number one in the West, and they'll be in the Smoothie King Center against the Pelicans on Monday for that one home game before the Pelicans hit the road for 3 games. So with that being said, PPR will be here representing. So we'll be out on that. Y'all hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Much love to the fam. And we're going to holler at you on the flip side. Peace. Go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below.